is how to use orc boys effectively. Now this is a squad of 30 orc boys, and there are 3 big shooters with a knob in the middle with a boss pull and power claw. Let's just jump right in. Alright, so orc boys, they're 6 points a model. You could have 10 to 30 of these guys in a squad, and they have slugga choppas. And you know, if you upgrade to our boys, they wear heavy armor, which is a 4+. But usually they're 6, except for that one unit that's an our boy squad. Entire mobs may take stick bombs for 1 point, and the entire mob may replace their sluggas and choppas with shooters for free, which is not too bad. I mean, it gives you more of an like a support type orc shoot a boy, you know, just support fire. I usually don't. I usually take like maybe 1 or 2 units of shoot a boys, and most of the time I just like running a ton and ton of orc boys with just choppas. Alright. For every 10 orcs in the mob, 1 orc can exchange his slugga or choppa for a big rocket for 5 points, and or a rocket launcher for 10 points. Now, here's my big shoot. Here's a big shooter. Basically, these guys aren't too bad. I mean, there's orc ballistic skill, which is a 2, so I mean you don't hit much, but it's 3 shots for strength 5, which is, I mean, that's not bad, especially when you got like 3 of them. And I think it's assault 3, so you actually have some decent shooting. I mean, you can probably hit 1, you know, maybe 1 out of every 3, you know, times. You might get lucky, you never know, but you normally need a, you know, a 5 or higher to hit, so it doesn't happen that often. And I actually like rocket launches. Rocket launches are great. You know, they're strength 8, AP 3, but the cool thing about them is it's an assault 1 weapon. It's not a heavy weapon, which is so cool. I mean, it's not a blast, but who wants to blast whenever you're playing with orcs? You never know what's going to happen. But the cool thing about that is like the fact that you can shoot and still, you know, charge that phase. That's pretty cool. Alright. 1 mob per army may be upgraded to our boys for 4 points, and I mean that's only, you know, 1 squad, but you get a 4+ armor save, so it's actually pretty good. I actually like them. I mean, they're going to be 10 points a model, so you know it's 4 more points, but they seem to last a lot longer than you know, for 4 points. I think it's a steal. I think it's great. And 1 boy may be upgraded to a knob for 10 points, which I think is a must. You can replace his, because it's 10 points. I mean, normally you pay 20 points for a knob. Obviously, 10 points is so worth it. You can replace his choppa with a big choppa for 5 points, and or a power claw for 25 points. Now, a big choppa is not bad. You know, you get 2+ strength, so it'd be strength 6, but I like power claw, because orcs normally they don't win initiative battles anyway. So I kind of like the power claw. You get, you know, double strength, and they don't get any armor saves, and you have a lot of attacks with a knob. I mean, you get like 3 attacks if you charge 4, so it's pretty cool. You can actually do a lot of damage with that. Now, he can also take heavy armor if he's not in the our boy squad for 5 points, which I think is great. So now he actually lives, you know, longer in combat. And a boss pull for 5 points, which is pretty cool. That allows you to just like re-roll your leadership tests if you have to take it, but you just like want someone on the squad takes a wound other than the knob with a boss pull, so it's actually worth it every time. Now, just some tactics and stuff. I always take huge squads of just boys. Like when I take boys, I always take at least 25, sometimes, but I usually take 30. And the reason is because, you know, because you're orcs, someone has to take the fire, you know. I mean, most orcs don't have the greatest of armor, so someone has to suck up the bullets, and that's where these guys come in. And they're, you know, they're not expensive, so they're great at taking fire, and they're very, even though you know, their armor stinks, there's so many of them usually that even if they kill half, you can still get into combat. if you take a lot. If you don't take a lot, you're going to get under 11. Which is if you have more than 11 guys in your squad, you're fearless. So you ignore all psychology, painting and everything. But once you get to 11 or under 11, I mean, you might actually have to roll. You have to roll for your leadership test, and you could run away and stuff like that. So it's always good to take a lot of these guys in a squad, in my opinion. I forgot to mention you could take a truck as a dedicated transport if you're under 12. If you have 12 or less guys in a squad, which isn't. I mean, it's not bad. It's kind of good. I mean, you get there, you get up the field quick, you drop them out, that type of thing. I think it's pretty nice with the shooter boys, but you could use them with regular, just regular boys. It's not bad. What was I thinking? Yeah, last thing I kind of like about them is the fact that these guys are really good at just tying up other good units the enemy might have. Now, it's not to say that they're going to lose, but combat or anything, it doesn't matter. If you're over 11, you're fearless. So you just take the difference. Like, you add up your total wounds that the enemy failed on his saves, and it's like if he beats you by his total wounds that he dished out to you, you just take that excess many wounds, which could kind of suck. But hey, if you have a huge squad of 30 or whatever, or by the time you might get there, you might have like 18 or 19 guys. It usually isn't that bad. And what's cool about this too is, like, especially against elite armies like Space Marines and stuff, or even Eldar, I like just choosing like a huge squad of boys and just throwing them at their their tough units, like their Terminator squad, their Wraith like guard squad. And it doesn't matter if you win or lose, in my opinion. The fact is that you tie up that unit, and that, I think, is awesome, because they're not going to have that many units like you have. You might have 5 boy units and just tons of knob units and trucks and everything, and meanwhile they only have maybe like 2 Wraith Lords, and only like 3 elite units. So I normally just send these guys straight at their elite units and just hold them, even if it's for like 3 or 4 turns. Usually that's all that matters. I don't know. And you can also, they're also decent at taking objectives and stuff, but I normally just do that. Just take them in huge squads, just to live longer. Use rockets and big shooters to shoot as you move. Take a knob, boss pull, and power claws, nice. Upgrade them to heavy armor, and like just run across the field with these guys. But take them in huge squads. That's what it's all about. And if someone has to suck up the firepower, and that's what these guys are great at. All right. Well, hopefully this helps you guys.